Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting edition of Sports Pizza. My name is Edwin Onyebolis. I'm sure you had a great weekend and of course your week has started on a fantastic note. You know how we do it on the show. We give you nothing but the absolute best from the world of sports, both locally and internationally. Rivers United are out of the Confederations Cup and we had some big results in the Nigerian Professional Football League. Don't forget that the race to the Premier League title is gradually hotting up. 7 games left. We have Arsenal, who have usurped Liverpool at the top of the Premier League table. Liverpool second, Manchester City are third. In Spain, no games over the weekend, but it was the Copa del Rey final for the first time in 40 years. Athletic Club, yes, lifted the Copa del Rey. It's a loaded show. As always, we give you insightful analysis, education, and of course, a bit of entertainment on the side. I'm not doing this alone. When we come back from this video, I'll be introducing my guy on set, and together we'll make sense of all that we have for you on the show. Remember, it is Sports Pizza. Don't change the channel. Welcome back. Yes, Edwin in the building alongside David on Sports Pizza. David, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Edwin, I'm good. It's a pleasure to be here as always.
How's your week been?
Well, it's been going well. It's a good league time as an Arsenal fan.
What was the highlight of your weekend? Don't tell me Arsenal. Arsenal back to you.
What else am I supposed to say?
Something else.
Okay. Yeah, so my highlight of the weekend was Max Verstappen. I told you a few weeks ago that he was going to bounce back. Another Red Bull 1-2. Hey, the season is going to go as we expect it to go, with Red Bull dominating again. All right, let's get straight into action. We're starting at home. They say charity begins at home. Rivers United, we expected the results, but it was closer than we thought it was going to be. At the end of the day, USM Algiers are through to the semi-finals. Once again, the Nigerian team cannot make it past the quarterfinals. Absolutely. So we are here again. You know, it seems like the script keeps playing out over and over again. Last year it was against young Africans of Tanzania, and then this season also it's now USM, the defending champions. Probably you say, okay, defending champions is a stronger test, but the first leg has come back to haunt them. They created chances in that first leg they couldn't take. 1 goal deficit was never going to be enough to overturn a North African team. We know how strong they are. So I think, well, on the day they tried, they got some good, they got some opportunities, but they could not just capitalize, and then they couldn't. In fact, they couldn't get a goal away from home. Was enough reason to show why they could not go through.
For how soon do you think we will get back to challenging for continental honors? The last time any Nigerian club lifted any continental title was as far back in 2004. It was Enyimba in that famous CAF Champions League final against Etoile du Sahel of Tunisia. Beyond the structural deficiencies administratively, I think we need to become cosmopolitan with our football. We need to, because you look at these North Africans, while they have a core of players from the league, you also have players from different countries playing for these top sides, and it helps.
It does.
On the continent especially. Yeah,
it does, absolutely. So you are growing a league and you expect, you can't just rely on only local talent. I don't see any of the top leagues in it. Yes, export of, the guy that scored the first goal for USM Algiers was a Togolese. So that tells you all you need to know about, having a cosmopolitan outlook to a league. So I think that's where we need to get, that's the level we need to go. I think a few clubs are doing it in the NPFL, but it's not enough. We need to do it more. We cannot rely on only our local-based players to run a growing league.
It reminds me of the English Premier League. After the big boom, the influx of cash and all that, gradually they opened their borders, and we saw how English football went from the quote-unquote kick and follow to a more modern, urban way of playing football. And right now, it is arguably the biggest league in the world. All right, away from Rivers United, let's do a bit of NPFL. The top of the table clash, Lobby Stars versus Enyimba. It was a hard-fought battle. At the end of the day, Lobby Stars prevailed.
Yeah, so I listened to Finidi George's interview after the game, and he was really upset. He felt that refereeing he said one thing. He says, "How long can we continue like this? We are not running a league."
Some would say he has benefited from it.
Well, he has, but well, that's true. But you have to call it out when you see. That's just what
Did you call it out when it was his time? I'm not condoning.
I understand what you are saying, yeah, but I think it was the emotion that got to. But we know it's something we talk about every time. On the balance of the game, he said his team deserved to win. They didn't deserve to lose that game. Probably a draw would have been a good result. But if you don't win your games, if you don't score goals, if you don't score enough goals, you will not win matches. So I think, Lobby Stars did themselves a lot of good, maintaining their position at the top of the second on the table just by goal difference to Enugu Rangers. So the title race is really heating up in the NPFL. Yeah,
Lobby Stars top of the table. Remo Stars defeated Aqua United by 2-1. Heartland, who are looking at NNL football next season, defeated Sporting Lagos. And my worry for Sporting Lagos is, see, they've picked up only 3 points away from home this season. If you cannot get points against teams like Heartland, it doesn't bode well. It doesn't bode well. While I think they will at least finish comfortably above the relegation zone. But going into next season, they need to beef up the squad. It's clear that they lack quality and experience in key areas. Niger Tornadoes defeated Gombe United. It was a 5-0 rout in that particular game. Katsina United defeated Enugu Rangers. 7-goal thriller. It was close.
It
exciting.
Was 5 goals in the first half, and then I saw that this is something. I think Rangers were. I think Philadelphia Lekchuku, after the game, his interview was the players did not do enough. When you go away from home, you concede 4 goals. There's hardly any opportunity for you to win that game. So I think that's where they got it wrong. But fine, they're still topping the table on goal difference. Let's see how they pick up in their next game.
Plateau United 4, Doma United 0. You also had a couple of draws. Sunshine Stars were held at home by Bayelsa United. Game ended 1-1. While Kwara United also were held at home by Benden Insurance 1-1. A quick look at the standings. You have Enugu Rangers at the top of the standings. Lobby Stars second. Remo Stars are third. Enyimba complete the top 4. The bottom 4, you have Rivers United in 17th position. However, they have 6 outstanding games. Aqua United 18th on the log, Heartland 19, and Gombe United have replaced Heartland United at the foot of the table. And Heartland are just 7 points. 7 points with 9 games left. I think it's a tall tax.
In the NPFL, 7 points is a big,
it's a tall tax for them. Away from the local scene, let's quickly touch on other sports. We'll start with Formula 1. Max Verstappen, like you said in your introduction, it was 1-2 Red Bull. Max Verstappen, Sergio Perez, Carlos Sainz making it the top 3. But with Sergio Perez, you get a feeling that if Max Verstappen is not there to push him, he doesn't seem to perform, and it's a red flag.
Absolutely. So I think that's why the number 2 seat for Red Bull for next season, 2025 season, is really open for for replacement. He has not done enough. It seems like if Max Verstappen is not there, he doesn't live up to the expectation. We saw it in Australia 2 weeks ago. The fact that Verstappen couldn't complete the race and he couldn't even make top 3. So I think it's a big deal. He needs to, probably. It's going to be changed next season. I think that's where Red Bull are going to head because they need a proper, support cast for Max Verstappen going forward. And for Max Verstappen, the Japanese Grand Prix, back to his imperious form, 13 points. Toto Wolff has said you cannot, or the rest of the field cannot compete with Red Bull. Red Bull are in the league of their own, while the chasing pack will make it more competitive. Yeah, absolutely. So the fact that Japan was supposed to be, as a circuit, is a circuit that has more of, a straight run. So I think it gave maybe Ferrari and other teams a chance. But the fact that, Max Verstappen was so dominant, it feels like there's where the winner want to compete. So the rest of the field just have a tall order to chase Red Bull down. So I think it's a tall order this season. I don't see how they're going to compete. The amazing thing about the win was how he managed his tires. It was superb all-round racing from Max Verstappen. All
All right, away from Formula One in tennis, Danielle Collins continued winning streak. This time she defeated Darina Kasatkina to continue a fine form. It was a 6-2, 6-1 win at the Charleston Open. This is her final season on tour. She says she wants to start a family. That's why she's calling it quits at the end of this season. And to the ATP side, it was the first victory for Matteo Berrettini. This time he defeated Roberto Cabales Baena in straight sets to leave the Grand Prix Hassan II title in Marrakesh, Morocco. And I'm happy for him. This is a player who had so much potential, but injury has been his biggest undoing. Elsewhere, Roberto Carlos won his first ATP title of the season with a 6-3, 6-4 victory against Pedro Martinez at the Estoril Open in Portugal. This is where we take our first break. When we come back, we'll go back to football, but this time it's still the English Premier League. It's a 3-horse race. Arsenal right now are sitting pretty much at the top of the summit, but hey, Liverpool are just goals difference behind them, while City are 2 points behind in this exciting English Premier League title race. Welcome back. It's still the Sports Pizza, the second half of the show. This time we're delving straight into the English Premier League. David, wins for Manchester City, Arsenal, but Liverpool dropped 2 points in this exciting title race. After 90 minutes, if you include added time, it could be getting to the 100-minute mark. But for Liverpool, they really missed chances, and of course, the errors at the back.
Absolutely. So I think for all of us that I think we know much about football, tactics, statistics went out of the window. That game was not a game you could actually call. It just went, it was more like a tennis game at some points in the game. Look at the first half. United didn't have a single shot. Liverpool had 14, only got 4 on target. And then the second half, it turned to a different game. And then Liverpool even conspired to hand United initiative. And I think Liverpool will rule the missed chances. Darwin Nunez, Luis Diaz, even Mo Salah at a point in that game. So I think Klopp was really upset with the performance at the end of the day. If you can, he said, when he was interviewed after, he said if Man United go to Arsenal and play like this, they'll probably lose. Because this is not a performance that should win you or get you a point in that kind of way. So I think that's where Liverpool really are going to stumble. We've been saying it over the course of the previous weeks that, okay, they keep getting results, but they're not playing convincingly. And I think it has gotten to this point. Hopefully they can bounce back from this and still keep their... But they are behind on goal difference, so there's still a lot of twists and turns left over the course of this season.
Still with Liverpool, you talked about Mo Salah. He's been off form. This is a bad time to be off form, especially if you have someone as prolific as Mohamed Salah. Is this the difference between Liverpool eventually winning the league and not winning the league?
Yeah, I think it's one of the part of the differences. If you're the talisman, you know, at this point in the season, it's supposed to kick into gear and see you through the course of the season. I remember last season it was Kevin De Bruyne. It was imperious leading City to that run that kept them at the top of the table and stole the lead from Arsenal. So I think if Salah cannot rediscover the form that we know he can reach, then I think Liverpool might stumble at the end of this season.
For Arsenal, back to the summit. I can see that smile on your face, David. It is quite interesting that with 7 games left, there are still doubts about Arsenal's credentials. Valid doubts, I must say. Last season they topped the table for over 400 days, eventually handed the title to Manchester City without putting up a fight. But this season, there's something different. And it goes beyond Arsenal winning and playing stylish football. You look at the foundation of these wins that has seen them drop only 2 points in 2024. They've kept the most clean sheet. Is their defense. I think that could be the tiebreaker. You look at Liverpool, not convincing in defense. City also will give you chances to score. But when you watch Arsenal, as much as they love going forward, they also love defending. I think that is the edge, slight edge they have.
3 names: Gabriel Magalhaes, William Saliba, and Declan Rice. That trio, that foundation, that's the foundation with which Arsenal's defensive solidity is built on. So I think
I'm sure Ben White will like that.
Well, Ben White, he does, yeah, he's quite Benjamin White, as he likes to be called. So I think he will have a say in this, but those three names are the major. You see the way they defend, as the game over the weekend when Gabriel won a tackle, the way he celebrated that tackle, you knew that this was, you know, the mentality has changed, and now I think Arteta is building his own mentality monsters. And the fact that this defensive foundation is there, they defend as a team, and not just those three guys that I mentioned, but the team defense, and then they build foundation for them to go forward, and you know, the attacking players get opportunities. So I think that's the lessons that have been learned from last season. So around this point last season, that the wheels completely fell off, and then this season, the fact that there are no significant injuries in this squad, there's enough to build on from. So I think, well, the doubts might be there because it's Arsenal and where Arteta inexperienced, more the players in there. But I think if it was any other team in this position, they would have a better chance than what people are giving us now at this point.
Well, City fans will tell you that, hey, we have the easiest run-in. Look at the fixtures for Manchester City. They have Luton Town, Wolves, West Ham at home. Away from home, they have Brighton Forest, Fulham and Spurs. With Arsenal, you have Villa at home, Chelsea, Bournemouth and Everton. Away from home is Wolves, Spurs and Manchester United. For Liverpool, they have Palace, Spurs and Wolves at home. Away from home, they have Fulham, Everton, West Ham, and Aston Villa. Is City's easy on paper?
On paper, that's what we like to. Yeah.
Title running, also an advantage for Pep's men.
Yes, an advantage because they've been here before. They are the kind of team that can go on a run. Even though this season we expected them to kick on and get that run, but they've not. It seems like the generator refuses to kick start. So I think, but the fact is, these are all on paper. When the thing that will give us now confidence is the fact that these are matches that they can win. They are not matches that you feel, oh, where are they going to pull a win from? Probably maybe the Spurs game, because it's a derby, might be the only challenge, and then Chelsea. But matches that they can win. All the matches that these teams have are winnable matches. Matches that if they drop points, you feel, oh, they are not qualified to win the league. So I think there's still advantages for all three teams in this title running. All
right, before we leave the Premier League, let's pause and for a moment talk about two clubs that have lofty ambitions but have been embarrassing all season: Manchester United and Chelsea. We saw them last week, precisely on Thursday, Stamford Bridge. It was end-to-end. We saw the good, the bad, and ugly of both sides. At the end of the season, which manager is most likely to keep his job, Ten Hag or Mauricio Pochettino?
Yeah, if it was put directly to me, I think it would be Mauricio Pochettino, because I think there's still something. The fact that they are just, I think they're about 5 or 6 points off, you know, European places. Despite the fact that they're having a terrible season, it means there's still some positives to draw on. We know it's the fact that the inexperience in the squad, and then probably quality here and there, maybe especially in the attacking position, the striker, they still don't have a striker to call their own. So I think Pochettino still has a better chance of retaining his job. Ten Hag has probably come to the end of his cycle. It seems like there's no way up for him from this point in time. So I think Pochettino has a better chance of retaining his job.
All right, away from England, in Spain, we must talk about Athletic Club. The fans, if you call them Atletico Bilbao, the fans will be angry. It is Athletic Club, situated in Bilbao. It was their first major title since 1984, 40 years ago, since they last lifted any form of major title. A couple of years ago, same manager, Ernesto Valverde, led them to the Spanish Super Cup. But this is the biggest feather in the cap, and for Valverde, it completes the cycle after his dismissal at Barcelona.
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of doubts crept in when he was sacked by Barcelona. It felt like, oh, he had fallen off. But we all could see the underlying fact that this is a manager who was still able to get performances. And he found his way back to Athletic Club where he calls home. And then, you know, they've been on a steady rise. The fact that they're also chasing Champions League qualification, and then they have this title to cut. And what made this title most especially special is the manager and the players are all from the same region. So it's more like a title for a community, a title for a state. So it felt like, you know, a come-home title for them. And it's a good one for Valverde as an arc redemption, like you said. So I think it's a good one for him. Let's see where it will take off from here. All right.
There was also drama in Turkey. We saw the Turkish Cup final. Fenerbahce versus Galatasaray. Fenerbahce fielded under-19 players protesting of what they call decay in the system, bad refereeing decisions against them. Gala were awarded the
match,
win.
Yeah,
Icardi scored.
the players walked
The
off.
players walked off. Gala were awarded the win. It's just one of those funny things that
In
you see
Turkey will always
in
give you
football.
that
Yes, Turkey,
drama.
they keep giving.
Yeah.
A league that keeps
Yeah.
giving. And that's how we sign off today's show. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back same time next week. But don't forget, we'll leave you with our video for the week. Do enjoy it. Follow us on our social media platform at Sports Pizza. From Edwin Onyebolise, it is adios.
And from David, it's goodbye.